Successful companies are those that are able to find, attract and keep the best people on the market. Having the best qualified staff results in an increase in productivity. The human resources area needs to perform different activities in order to find a person with the skills, experience and knowledge to fill a vacancy. This process is usually time consuming, whereby a lot of manual work is required, and it is necessary to coordinate many people in the different stages of the process. Recruitment and selection begins when a personnel requisition is made. If the job description does not exist, it is created by a human resources analyst. If the person who made the request does not have the level of authority to request it, the process continues to the approve request task, performed by his or her immediate boss. The process includes two sub-processes: job vacancy advertisement and selection process. In the job vacancy advertisement sub-process, it is necessary to create and publish an ad with the vacancy information. After the closing date, it is necessary to select the initial candidates that will be in the selection process. The selection process is performed to evaluate candidates in order to select who will fill a vacancy. Through the selection process, it is necessary to conduct several interviews. The number of interviews is defined by the human resources analyst, and it depends on the vacancy. Once the number of candidates has been reduced to a select few, it is necessary to check their references. Finally, the person who made the request must choose and make a job offer to the candidate who will fill the vacancy. If the candidate accepts the offer, a signal event is sent to open a new case of the hiring process. In this case, the finance director of the company requires a new senior accountant. Log in as the finance director and create a new case of recruitment and selection process. Select the job title of the vacancy, include a job location, the responsibilities, the number of vacancies open and an expected starting date. The process continues to the sub-process job vacancy advertisement, where a human resources analyst creates an ad. The ad is intended to get the attention of the people who can contribute to the area of improvement. Include the type of advertisement, closing date, contact information and a description of the company and the profile of the ideal candidate. Once the offer is published, the analyst receives the resumes of interested candidates via email or physically. At the publication's closing date, include the details of the resumes that will pass to the selection process. Include the name, telephone, email and the curriculum vitae file for each one. The human resources analyst will schedule technical tests for each candidate. Enter the date and the location for each test. The result of each test is included after all candidates have completed the tests. In a selection process, it is usually necessary to conduct several interviews. Interviews are scheduled one by one for each candidate. If it is necessary to have an additional interview, select More Interviews for the process to return to the interview schedule activity. The interviews are scheduled by the analyst, include date, location, and the person who will conduct them. The person who conducts the interview must include the interview results. If another interview is required, schedule it. If not, the process continues to the Verify References task. After the interview process, a smaller group of optioned candidates is left. It is necessary to check the references that they provided. After verification, the analyst can decide whether or not each candidate continues in the process. The person who made the request is the one who decides on the candidate who will fill the vacancy. The requester will also include a salary offer according to the position. The offer is then sent to the selected candidate. As soon as the candidate accepts the offer, some medical examinations will be performed in order to verify that the candidate is fit to perform the job. The results should be included. Finally, a signal is sent to open a new case of the onboarding process. The onboarding process is complementary to this template and will be available soon for you to download. Feel free to customize this process to your particular needs. Thank you for your interest in Bizagi, the solution preferred by BPM experts.